What is going on, guys? It is your Marvel Rivals podcast hosts. I am Chaos Pro,
And Chris.
and we are your hosts for today's episode. And this one's going to be fun because, Chris, tell them what we've been doing.
So we actually drove out all the way to China actually this past week, and we got to see our very great friend Vic, also known as Victorian Crow, who also made us this lovely podcast layout. It's beautiful.
It's very
Everybody loves it.
very
It's so spooky. It's so spooky. It's so wonderful. It's lovely. We love Vic.
Yeah.
Shout out Vic if he had any possible thing to shout out, but he doesn't.
This is MS Paint.
So we'll just shout out MS Paint and all its glory for him.
Yeah, so me and Chris, we talked about this, and because we want to make sure that we're doing this as a very consistent podcast, and also sorry that we're releasing this episode a little late. We had some scheduling issues, but for the most part, we're still getting it out on Monday. But for the most part, we want to make this a regular thing on this channel, so when we do our podcasts, we're changing the overlay behind and changing the theme of things to keep it more flavorful. This month
Making
is
it more
Halloween.
spicy.
Yeah, this week is
More
Halloween.
spooky, more spicy.
Look, we got Moon Knight in the middle. Represent. We got Doctor Strange. So we wanted to make it a little spooky. Put some spider webs up.
Yeah,
Christmas
seriously, shout out Vic.
Yeah. So we asked Vic.
Very cool of
Vic,
him.
We wanted to give him a shout out properly because he made this. And look, we've even got little banners for our socials. I got your YouTube, TikTok, and Twitch. Got the Chaos Pro, Skinny Lad, Chris. This is nice.
We got
This
it
is
all.
nice.
We got it all.
Maybe we'll dress up for Halloween too. Maybe I'll put my Batman costume on for Marvels.
We could.
Yeah. So today's episode, we're going to be basically covering a lot of what we've been doing in the playtest. As of right now, Skinny Lad Chris and I have already both hit top 500 in the current China, playlist. Although it's not a big deal because this is not the full, global launch. It's kind of cool to say, hey, look, we're still doing pretty solid in the the betas. What's your big takeaway, Chris? Like, what have you been enjoying while we've been playing?
Honestly, it's just I thought there was gonna be no changes. I thought it was gonna be exactly the same. Besides, I knew Cap and Bucky were gonna be in it, which I never got to try until now, which is cool. But they ended up changing nearly half the roster in terms of balance.
But they're not bad, right? They're actually
They're good. They're
they still
good
feel
changes.
Yeah,
They're all good changes.
except for Vic. Vic is very sad.
Yeah, Vic. Yeah, he might be down the dumps. It might be time to pick up Strange for life.
So I guess should we just start it off with the big one, the one that hit him?
Yeah, Mag
Okay.
Sword dead.
Magsword kind of got gutted. It has been reduced in the damage. Still a good character, but
Yeah.
sadly,
Still a lot of util, just less you are not gonna get two tapped in the back line immediately anymore from
Yeah.
flank Nito.
yeah, flank Nito. Wow, I like that.
It's not gonna happen anymore.
Yeah, it's definitely good though. I feel like a lot of the changes have been healthy. Now we don't just just as a quick disclaimer. These are not some of these changes are more kind of placebo, I guess you would say, right? And some of them
Yeah.
are kind of things we do know about. So some of the things that we're talking about are still up for interpretation. Some things feel a little stronger, some things feel weaker.
Yeah.
As we're constantly playing, things are definitely changing for different or for worse. But before I think we get into any of this, I do want to say, hey, if you guys like this kind of content and the Marvel Rivals podcast, please don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment below, and give this a like, as also give a follow and sub to Chris as well as to my channel. So with that being said, let's start it off with Jeff. We're gonna talk about Jeff first. Is that right? I got
Yep.
my
Look at that beautiful thing.
I brought my comic book to this episode. Look at that happy little boy. And look, he's got
It's
his friends.
so beautiful.
He's got his Loki Gator. He's got Goose. He's got Cosmo. Look at the duck on the Rex head, dude. So Jeff has probably been the most outstandish, the most.
Oh yeah, he got
evolutionized-
the most change. He feels like a brand new character
Yeah, I'm
compared to the changes.
and I have some confirmation. I got some confirmation. Do you know what that is, Chris?
Huh?
You want to take a guess?
Does it have to? Does it have to do with fate?
It does.
Is it
Fate?
what I think? What I think it is?
What do you think it is?
Please don't tell me he's actually playing Jeff now.
He is playing Jeff, and he has confirmed he has been playing mostly Warlock, but
Yeah.
he is using Jeff, and he did hit rank 1. He did tell me this. I asked him, "Did you hit rank 1?" He goes, "It's already happened, man." And I'm like, scale to 1 to 10. He literally sent fire emoji. That was his answer.
I mean, can't blame him.
Not even a water drop, just
Just
fire
straight
emoji.
fire.
It's not even a number. It's just a fate answer. It's the most. So I do want to talk about Jeff right off the rip, dude. It is. I'm very excited. This little creature now, in my honest opinion, is amazing.
I think he's real. The changes are crazy, honestly. Like they, like to put it in perspective for everybody, they doubled his ammo size for his healing, and it is noticeable by a lot. Like when you're holding it down, like thinking about it now, I would feel like I'm having to reload all the time. Like it lasts forever.
Did you ever, like, when you were in like elementary school, did you ever have like the fire truck as like a field trip day? Like they brought the fire truck to
Yeah.
the school. Then they let every kid shoot the hose off.
Yeah.
Jeff, that is Jeff.
Yeah, that's just Jeff.
Jeff.
That's Jeff.
It's literally every kid's dream is just taking the gigantic fire hose and just super soaking the whole field right now. Like it's like
It does feel more like it does feel a lot better, honestly, with the more like increased ammo.
100. It went from 50 ammo to 100. He got. It's not like a 10 or a 20 more increase on ammo. This
50.
dude got 50, dude. 50. It's so good.
I mean, to be fair, he was pretty filthy before they buffed him. Like I think he was usable
Yeah.
to a certain degree, but he was pretty rough to use.
He was a little unexplored. He really was.
Yeah, he just didn't feel, honestly, yeah, he just didn't feel finished. Like now when I play him, I'm like he has like a full, like a more fleshed out moveset, it feels like.
He definitely, with the amount of buffs that he got, it does feel like he's a real contender now. When it, like I honestly think he's better than Rocket at this point in terms of like output healing. I think he's probably second best contender for just raw output, if not maybe the best. Like he is really, to some degree, I think the best standard healer for a brand new player. Like a brand new player that wants to pick up the game has everything in their kit. It has the heal output. It has the cute factor. It literally has decent mobility. Like
Yeah, the mobility. Oh yeah, that two more of the changes they added is he also shoots like twice as fast.
Yes.
It does a little less damage, but the fire rate really does make up for it, I think.
His
with
right
how
click.
much you're shooting. Yes.
right click,
Like his
yeah.
right click. It is incredibly fast now.
Yeah, it's like 2 times faster.
And now when you're like diving in the ground, it'll just passively heal you, and it's faster. It's like
Right?
they buffed every single thing about this character, but it doesn't.
Everything but his health.
Yeah, everything but his health, which I think is good. I
Yeah.
don't think they should make any health changes to characters yet, because
So,
I think
Yeah.
what they change is good.
One thing though that I want to capitalize. So now, for those that don't know, and I know there's a lot of people still that haven't even gotten to play this game. We're basically purely talking about our experiences. He is able to dive into the ground and swim around in the street. He is literally a street shark.
Yeah, he just swims in the middle of the land, and
Little fins sticking up. But now, when you do that, you move faster in it, like substantially faster. It's
a lot faster. It's noticeable.
It's like Captain America's sprint. It's actually really fast, and he gets passive healing when he does it. It's not only does he become a harder target, but he self heals when he does it. He has 2 forms of self heals. Now, the bubbles.
Okay, the bubbles are an interesting one, because this is one of those things where it really makes me want to question if it's like busted or not, in terms of like how its raw output is kind of outrageous.
He got an additional one. It used to be 5, now it's 6 in the chamber. He can output 6. And they allowed it to not only give you, is it 200 health?
I'm not gonna lie, I think it's 8 bubbles.
No, I'm pretty sure it's more than 5. That's for sure.
I think it's 8.
I think it's 6. Either way, it's more than 5.
It's more.
It got increased. And
yeah, it's better.
Does it do 100 health or does it do 200 health?
I think 200, right?
It does a lot.
It does 200, but I think it also, the other thing is now when you pick up a bubble before, it would only heal the person who picks the bubble up. now anybody in the radius of the bubble when you pick it up will also get the healing. So
Oh,
it is,
really? It's what splashes. I didn't notice
yeah,
that.
yeah, and and it's like
It
you don't even have to be that close to it. It just in the area you put a bubble down, everyone will get healed by it.
One thing that is insane is that it actually gives you increased speed as well.
Yes, yeah,
So
it's pretty crazy.
if you need your tanks to retreat, you not only give them health now to back up, but you actually give them speed. Like it's so incredibly noticeable when you have it on a Groot. And like a Groot is
Yeah,
trying to back up, and you're just like, "Here's a bubble, here's a bubble," and he's just like, "Oh, where's this? Where's the speed
he's just
coming
sprinting
from?"
back. I know,
What?
it actually is. That's probably my favorite change, the speed, because
Yeah,
that's like such a quality of life. Because he was honestly he was so easy to hit before. Like
yeah,
when he was swimming in the ground, he was just a free kill.
yeah.
Even
Now,
with like the mitigation, even when he's like out of the water and has the headshot mitigation, he's so free.
yeah. Now that he's like able to dive into like the ground, it just feels like, oh snap! Like you actually can't really kill him all the time, like immediately. So it's nice. Becomes a harder target. He starts healing himself. The one thing that actually, what's funny? You know who I saw this from? We
Mhm.
have one of the players that we really thought was really cool was actually I don't know if he wants us to name him, so I'm not gonna name him. Um, I don't want to take that risk, but he when it's time, we'll give him the shine on it. We have a player that we're playing with, and he leaves bubbles at the entrance of the spawn in a trail, and it's kind of nice because I actually was talking to Gomez about it, and Gomez didn't actually know about this. I was like, yeah, it's actually kind of cool. Like if you leave bubbles at the beginning, it allows your teammates to get to the point faster because the bubbles just allow you to speed up. And he goes, oh, that's actually a really cool tip. It's cool to think that a non-pro player actually taught a pro player something. It's kind of cool.
Yeah,
It's
that is
kind of cool.
cool.
And he was like, actually, he goes, although Jeff's not like that viable in our opinions, it is a nice
Mhm.
little thing to know because you're able to like leave bubbles at the entrance.
Yeah, it's a good tech to know. Just
Yeah, like especially for like
speed.
characters like Groot or Doctor Strange or Magneto that don't have those
Mhm.
forms of mobility. They're able to just like kind of just walk to the point a little bit quicker. It's a nice little what is it, a fresher breath air, right?
Yeah,
A little water under the bridge, kind of like a little like
I that's why I like it so much. It's just I like just I don't know if I call it quality of life because
yeah,
I don't know if he really needed it that much, but it's just it nice. It gives it to like everybody because it's like Storm, where like
right.
this passive speed boost is so just like it's so good for just rushing. It's so fun.
Keep in mind, it is also hard to know what exactly are changes because it's in Chinese. So
Okay, that is part of it. Is the Chinese all of it being Chinese does play a part in making it a little confusing,
yeah,
but for the most part, it's pretty easy to understand
I'm
gameplay
I'm
wise.
I'm
Just
lucky enough that all my settings, like I just kind of click it and hope for the best, and nothing
yep.
has been butchered yet. I'm like, all right, we're good.
All I got right was my sensitivity. I haven't tried changing any other setting.
What do you play on again? You play on a 6?
6.7, I think.
That's insane. That's too
I
much.
swear that's not that high.
I play
It's
on a
just
2. A 2. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. I got the big arm swipes. It's fun. Okay. One thing actually I did want to bring up before we talk about the other changes was that some of
Mhm.
the UI changes actually. Did you notice? Now I don't know if this is because it's in Chinese currency or not, but the store, all the characters had 2,000 credit, like a 2,000 credit, and now they're 15 for a purple, and
Mhm.
what was originally 1,200 for a blue is now 1,000.
Yeah.
So
So
that's
it's
nice.
so they did slightly
Decrease it. It looks like.
yeah, which is nice.
Yeah, that is good because if that's like that for everything else, that is good. I mean, hey man, cheaper, more skins. I love it. Um, so I guess we will talk about what is the next character that you want to bring up?
One was honestly is probably Penny
Penny.
because it's just kind of a weird one
Okay.
where I think they just tried making her a little better, but it in my eyes it didn't really do anything. Like they increased her fire rate, and I think something with her webs, like her CC ability.
She did get a decrease in the account. It used to be
Yeah,
like 8 for that web shot on her right click,
yeah,
and now it's 3 seconds.
yeah. So it's that part is kind of noticeable, but I feel like the area where that character is lacking is like this is gonna sound dumb, but like doing anything in terms of like it's kind of hard for her to find a spot in a normal like meta, and I think that's kind of good. I think she should stay in that area,
Right.
but she does feel like extremely weak at times compared to a lot of the tanks.
I think her alt, if there is one change, and I know some of the players that we've talked to in the past, they said characters like her should never be increased in terms of
Yeah,
meta because it's always
mhm.
scary what those type of characters that
I
like
agree.
that trap based characters, they're always one change away from just being just
From
the most
breaking everything.
breaking
Yeah,
everything. And it's nice to
yeah.
have a character like them because they aren't the best, but yet they can still be
But
fun in their own
it's
environment.
fresh, you know.
Yeah.
It's a unique character.
Yeah, if there was one thing that I would change though, I would just make her ultimate maybe a little bit better. Maybe have
Honestly,
like
her ult is so underwhelming.
yeah, it's
It really is. Like in terms like even I think it's cool, but even from like just a design point of view, I think it's kind of like just a boring ult
right.
compared to a lot of the other ones where it's just spider time and then you just run in circles around somebody until they die,
Right.
which I think is I mean it's cool, but it does feel kind of underwhelming like a lot of the time.
The mines don't do enough damage in my opinion, and her I think what they could do is make her have more pushback. If she's gonna
See,
ram through
that's what I think
people,
they need to be careful with is the damage.
I don't think the
Because
damage
the mines are kind of crazy if you
right.
know how to use them right.
I would say definitely more on the pushback, like her charge
Yeah,
ability.
like the
Just
knockback would be cool.
make more knockback, maybe not more
Like just
damage, but
use
more
it more of a
knockback.
zoning ult, less than
Yeah.
like I'm gonna get somebody killed for sure with it kind of thing.
Or try to make it so that like you can separate the team or dismantle the enemy team, like make them just disrupt them, get them to not be so compact,
Yeah,
being able to like be a real wrecking ball where you're literally hitting it, kind of like wrecking ball from Overwatch. Get
yeah,
in there and swing, disrupt them, push them back, push them away, make it more of like an actual bopping or a boop like base style
hmm
where you're really consistently feeling like, oh shit, like I'm getting, excuse my language, getting pushed back a lot. Sorry, getting pushed back a lot or getting kind of like overwhelmed. That would be nice. It would be kind of cool.
yeah.
Just
And I feel like I feel like she's really close to that spot where she's nice. Like
right,
she feels like that's where she should be.
right.
Because whenever I run into a good Penny, I'm like, dang, this character is good, but you just need to know how to use them. Like they're definitely a specialist type character.
You're almost never using that ult. And one thing about the
Yeah.
ult is when she does lay down those mines, once the
hmm
ult's done, they disappear. And
Yeah.
I would like it to be to some degree where it's kind of like that molten lava, like say
Like
like
lasting.
yeah,
Yeah.
where it's lasting, where you don't want to touch it. You gotta be like, all right, I gotta wait a second, like let it really control the environment. If they were to do those things, I think she still would be in a better spot, but not be
hmm
broken. I think genuinely,
Yeah.
I think a character like that, you know,
Yeah.
um, changing those aspects to her, I think it'd be healthy. But I actually do like playing the character sometimes, but I still don't understand her
I know.
grapple.
I like the character. I every once in a while when I'll decide to play her, I think she's fun. It's just the kit is so different from
Yeah.
the kind of characters I'm used to playing that it's like just hard for me to pick up.
Um, actually, so back to the charging thing. Actually, I really wanted to make one more statement on that.
hmm
It would be cool to be able to push people back because it would complement her defensive style. As
Yeah.
defensive as she is, when she's charging, that could be like that offset of aggro that she could use. But it almost feels like every time you use her ult, you're almost just feeding the enemy team. Like you're just basically giving them a reason to kill you,
Yeah.
which
You really need
sucks.
to know like when to use it and how to use it,
Right.
which should be hard, especially for a character like that where it's kind of like either it's huge or you just fumble and you kind of just die for it.
China players really like her. They really like the Venom and Penny. Have you noticed that?
I did notice that. I mean, I can't blame them. They're cool
That
characters.
they also really like Loki.
I that is true. I have seen this is the most I have ever seen of Loki besides the alpha. That I've seen
Yeah.
so much Loki.
So Loki, now they're on to our next guy. Loki got changed. He actually got a slight buff to his statues, I believe. Is that right?
Oh, really? I'm not even 100% sure on that one.
Yeah, I have the thing here. It's I believe he got some kind of increase. He increased charges. So he went from 1 to 2. Basically his doppelganger got an increased charge. So he now can do 2 instead of the 1. So that's kind
Mhm.
of nice, but for the most part I do feel like the this is from my experience, from the alpha
Yeah.
to the beta, he got like kind of gutted. He the
Oh,
statues,
complete like almost completely.
the diamonds itself that you have to shoot in order whenever he does his heal, his heal lamps,
Mhm.
um those in the alpha were really strong, and then in the beta they felt really weak. They kind of feel like how they were in the alpha again, like those diamonds that you have to shoot above their head. They
Yeah, it does
feel
feel
they
stronger.
feel a little bit like there's like maybe 25 or 50 more health on them, and it's
Yeah.
taking me a couple more shots. I mean, I use a lot of Punisher, and
Mhm.
I used to be able to just destroy them instantly. Now I'm like, okay, I got to spend a little bit more time on these to destroy them. He is surprisingly, it does feel like he's got more presence on the board, and I've seen a lot more Lokis as of recently, so that's
Yeah,
kind of,
there's been a ton of them, and I
yeah,
mean, it's kind of nice. They're not afraid to like try to find a sweet spot
yeah,
between where he's like too weak, too strong, because those kind of abilities where it's like you just have to break it to kill him can be annoying just to
yeah,
fight against. So
right,
I think they're just trying to find the balance where it's not just a detriment to fight against
right.
while you're playing. But I feel like so far they've been doing good with it though. Like it doesn't feel like heinous when I'm fighting it, like unfair.
Right.
Like because Loki, once you break his clones, he is like extremely punishable.
Right.
Like he's not very strong if you break all his clones, so it feels pretty fair.
Another thing that I've noticed is, speaking of Punisher, I'm gonna keep doing that. Actually, that sounds like a good idea. I'm gonna sleep over to the next guy after we bring it up. Punisher actually feels like the shotgun had, I think, from what I was told, um, it feels like there's a slight revert on the shotgun. The spread, I believe, got a change or reverted back. I think it's more wider now,
Mhm.
so it doesn't feel as strong, but at closer range it does do a lot more damage, and it's a
Yeah.
lot easier to hit this time around. I mean, we were
Yeah, I
just
think I think that's good. It's a good
we
change.
were just talking about how I can track all day on my AR. I can literally keep the AR out and just beam all day.
But you
Like,
cannot flick with that
I can't
shotgun.
flick with a shotgun. This time around, I was like, all right, you know what, dude? The shotgun's working out for me. I like it a lot more. Nice little personal tip is also that I changed the crosshair on the shotgun. I like that, and I was like, this feels better. So
Mhm.
definitely
Yeah.
a good change in that note. Okay, so another character that had a substantial change. Did you notice Namor got changed?
I know he had a few or like one change. I'm not sure what though.
He actually has one less squid now on start.
Oh, okay.
You can
Yeah.
keep the same amount out, which I believe is 2 or 3 squids,
Yeah.
but you start off with only one in your starting line. Like you really, I don't think you can hold up to 2 anymore. You can only hold up to
Uh,
1. But the charge is, it's a weird. I don't know if this is placebo or not, but I think the charge is like kind of like a quarter way or a halfway through. I can't say, I haven't done enough testing, and I'll go back and check it, but I'm almost 90% sure you only have one squid coming out of the gates. Like you only have one instead of the 2. You can't
mhm.
like throw 2 out immediately. But the charge is quicker, and you can start throwing them out more often, which is nice. He
That is
was
that
he
is
was
that's a good that sounds like a good
he
change.
was starting to creep because those squids are problematic.
Yeah.
Playing in
He's
the
strong. He
he's
has really good damage, so and a
yeah,
good ult. So
yeah. Oh, also, when did they add his ult? You can't use abilities. When was that a change?
that I swear that's been in there since the alpha, but it's not. I've never noticed it on any other character but like Scarlet,
Yeah, and
because it's once you're. I think it's once you're standing in the water
right.
you don't have movement. Like
It's
you can't use movement abilities.
it's almost as if you're in a open sea of water. Kind of
Yep.
hopeless.
Yeah,
That's
kind of
actually a
hopeless
good
against.
analogy. It's
I
no
mean, it's cool.
it's no Vic analogy, but it's a good
It's oh,
analogy.
yo, there's not many like a Vic analogy.
Okay, but the thing is though is that yeah, it I was like wondering, I was like, dude, I'm hitting my shift. Why did I just get ulted? Like I know better to just like get out of there.
I know that's what I thought. It tripped me out because I was like, why am I? I'm like, is my reaction time really that bad?
You know what it
But
reminds me
then you
of?
just can't use it.
You know what it reminds me
Hmm.
of? Zarya ults. Remember back in the day
Yeah.
with Zarya ult, you could just like Moira, you could teleport out, Tracer, you could teleport out,
Yep.
Reaper, you could teleport out or phase out. You had those abilities. Now what you can't do that. If you get hit by it, you're stuck in it, right?
Hmm.
So that changed. Am I correct on that? I just want to make sure.
I feel like
You can't
I actually
really
don't know. You might be confusing it with the Sigma.
something like that. But yeah,
Yeah.
for the
Somebody's ult they changed made it so that you
yeah,
can't.
when you're locked in, you're locked in, and that is kind of nice because Namor's ult for a while didn't feel like it doesn't feel problematic, right? Like it does come up fast and it does knock you down. Like if you're doing something, it's one of the few characters that have a knockdown ability where it will interrupt what you're doing and it will stop you and then basically, put you on your butt. And I like that. I like those interruptive tools. I like that they don't have a lot of interruptive tools, but it is nice that they have some. And he as a character has that. If you hit it, it's nice. It puts the character on their butt, and then kind of I do wish that I don't can't remember if it does it to Luna. If it doesn't do it to Luna, I would like it to do it to Luna because there's not many things that can interrupt Luna. But
Mhm.
I would like that personally.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't feel egregious either. Like I
Right.
feel like most their stuns or knockdowns are like besides like I still think Scarlet's stun is out of this world good.
Oh yes.
So I feel like that is really interesting that is the way it is with
Hey, do you
then
want to?
they changed it, right? They made
Yo,
it they
what do you
made
mean? Did
the
they?
area
You're the Scarlet. You
they made
tell
the
me.
area big, right?
They
They
made
made the
that
AoE
ball
even bigger.
Holy moly!
Yeah.
It used to be like a tiny little like circle, and now it's like
It was
tripled.
pretty it was already pretty big before, but now it's pretty giant.
It's triple in size. An actual door, like gate. It's an actual gateway now. Like you have to commit to it. It's
And I
huge.
feel like it is like it's kind of funny to me because I think out of like Luna's freeze is good.
Right.
Mantis's sleep is also really good in terms of like how long they're just out of the fight.
Right.
But the fact that it's a Scarlet stun is multi stun, like you can get hit by it like up to I think 4 times if you're in the center of it before you get out of it, which is kind of crazy
Right.
for a stun, especially if it's like you get more than one inside of it. Which I am a Scarlet main, and I'm saying this. It feels kind of crazy how good of a stun it is
It's
for the cooldown.
way more useful now.
Like the cooldown for it feels really low for the impact you get for it. Like especially with just the way she works. I know that's like her kit, and it's why I made her. I think she's
Right.
fun. But it's just interesting in terms of what like I'm assuming they thought maybe it was a little weak, which is
I,
interesting to
they
me.
should have never touched her. She should never
which is which is really interesting to
never should
me
have made that
because
character good.
whenever I play Scarlet, I know in the beta and the alpha she didn't feel that
She was written off.
like great in the alpha. She felt kind of like she felt interesting enough for me to want to one trick her, but she didn't feel like too insane. In the beta, she felt a lot more impactful with Magneto, especially.
Right.
But in the most recent patch in the China test, she feels good. They definitely, I feel like maybe shadow buffed like her damage, like her raw output.
It does feel stronger.
And I don't know if that's just because I haven't played for a little bit, for like a month, like 2 months or so, but it feels stronger. I don't know if I randomly just got better from not playing, but it does feel a lot stronger in terms of just raw output. And a lot of our friends agree as well. that it feels like that. So it's not just us.
Right.
So I feel like that's interesting that they think Scarlet needs a buff. Because in my eyes, I think she's healthy, and I don't think she's one of those characters we should keep
Tamper with?
buffing.
I
Because
don't think you should ever tamper with it. I do want to
no, it's
say,
scary.
I do wish that with her alt, I do wish that it was like, I think I said it like, there's a lot of animation, and I know teeter tottering on that is like rough.
Yeah,
Give her some kind of sustainability. I mean, it's almost like
I'm not gonna lie.
it's rough.
It's
It's just
rough.
scary-
It's
it's
rough
scary to use.
trying to think of it. Yeah, it's rough
it's a
trying to do the
teeter-totter.
ult, but I feel like
It's
it's
rewarding
fair.
for as
It's
risky as
fair
it
to have
is.
such a horrible ult and be like that way because it one shots everything.
Right.
It doesn't have many over health you have, how much whatever, you will get one tapped.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's fair that anything could knock her out of it or kill her because the chance of killing 6 people from one ult is kind of insane.
It's just hold your breath when you pull it and hope for the best.
Yeah, and I feel like I that's the one part of her kit I really don't want them to change.
Right. Okay, so now that we've kind of gotten those ones out, there's a couple more that I can remember. The easy one to talk about is Captain America and the Winter Soldier actually got some substantial, I would say, nerfs. And
Yeah.
no one
Yeah.
has gotten to play these heroes yet. But they did get a slight nerf, and I kind of want them to revert some of them back. I'm going to start with
Mhm.
Captain America. So I know you didn't get to play it, but you have gotten to play this more recent one, right?
Yeah.
He kind of he's kind of clunky now because originally he was really fun. They made it so that you have a 2-second, if you at all pull up your shield and you pull it down, you have a 2-second like refresh time. It takes a while. Like I don't know why does he need to take a breath? Does his super serum, like soldier serum, like make him fatigued? Why can't he pull back up this incredibly apparent light shield? It does not make any sense as to why he can't. Doctor Strange can do this. Like,
yeah, he does. He
he
can hold that
literally
thing up forever.
does sparkle fingers and that thing just is up. Okay? He doesn't
Yeah,
have to do like any of these combo like Naruto like hands. Nothing. He just
No, he's got to be fancy with it.
No, dude, if you're gonna, you can't fucking like, like do some dance moves.
I don't know. I feel like it is kind of sad they got rid of the little like I don't know. Another one of the changes they did is they removed some of his animation cancels,
Yes,
which
I'm
is a
so
little unfortunate. I
bummed
actually
out.
think it's really cool when characters have that.
Yeah,
I can see how it can be
advanced tech.
strong, but
It's advanced tech,
but
and it
but
separates.
yeah, it
the
adds to
player.
the tech and it adds to like the expression of the character.
It doesn't hurt the lower level players either that want to just play the character for fun. It's a tech that if you want to learn it, you can learn it, and if you don't, you don't. And it's a really simple tech. Surprisingly, it does
Mhm.
take some practice. But what you would do is you would sprint, you jump up in the air. And when you jump up in the air, there's a little target on the ground of where you're going to land. And he does the super soldier slam. He literally, I'm going to show you with this, jumps up, cocks the fist and punches. And he dives in and boom. And if you do it just right before you land, if you hit his shield bash, he would go forward and land. And
Yeah.
yes, right. I'm showing it with my little beanie baby.
Beautiful diagram.
Yeah. Okay. And that's the cool thing is that you do your shield bash and it would cancel out your super soldier slam. So now you have the super soldier slam still in your pocket. And when you need to escape, you can just retreat back. Venom has a sustainability, right? He has sustainability. He has his E move. I liked that little advanced tech just to kind of we asked the developers, please keep this in. We like this kind of stuff. Seems like they don't like it, and I get it. And if it's
And
not gonna be in the game,
I understand why they don't want to do it.
Yeah.
It's reasonable. So
give us it a little bit. Just
a little. Just end us
something.
with a little bit of an animation cancel, and I
Let the game
swear
be-
it
let the
won't.
game
I
be
promise we
broken.
won't abuse it. I promise.
Let the game be broken for at least the first 2 weeks, just for our pure, utter enjoyment. Give the swords back to Vic so we can hear, so he
Please,
can
for
have
our China vacation,
for
we need this
Christmas.
back.
For Christmas on launch, just give him the swords back for 2 weeks, unvolt it, and then put it back away. And that's it. Okay. So we're tired of hearing about it. The swords are gone. No, but he got that canceled done. And then actually what is it? Winter Soldier kind of got a slight buff.
Yeah, definitely a buff. He
one
got
extra
2 really
ammo.
big ones.
One extra
Yeah.
ammo. He can shoot 3 now, not 2. It's 3 bullets in his revolver.
Mhm.
And I've never heard of a 3-round revolver, by the way. I've heard of 2 rounds. I've heard of 6 rounds. And
Only Bucky would have a 3-round revolver.
3-round gun. This man found an extra mag just to put inside. Okay, why he doesn't have 9 rounds, I don't know. Okay, but he has 3 shots now. His hook can actually grab more than one person now. It can grab multiple. I don't know what the amount is, but I did test this in the original playtest. And I tried to grab more than one. You couldn't do it. But now you can grab. I've grabbed 2 people at times. You could grab 2 people in and into your enemy side.
I believe 2 is the number. I think 2 is the max. Yeah.
Imagine pulling the whole squad.
Okay, if you could pull the whole squad, that would be beautiful.
I think there's like it goes through the enemy now, and if there's anyone else to grab on the back end, if it can, if it grabs, it pulls all of them. But sometimes I'm like, yo, you're not supposed to be here. Like, back out. You were not intended to be here. It's like, imagine that being in a comp game. You're like, oh, he's going to go for a hook. I'm going with you. And it's just dive in front and just, you're like, we're going together. That would be pretty funny. So, is there any other...
well, another change they did to him, actually, I just remember it is, there used to be, after you do his ult, you could just immediately spam that thing. Like, you press Q,
Right.
after you shoot, and you could just insta land on the ground and kill whoever has like the little Bucky effect on him.
Right.
Now he has like a 1-second delay after you use your ult that makes you float up a little bit. And I think it's just because maybe it was a little too strong before, like too fast.
Yeah, I as much as I love Captain America and the Winter Soldier, like they're like the 2 characters I do want to play the most. I genuinely, after their changes, I actually really wanted to play Winter Soldier a lot. I do feel that he is actually not my play style, which is kind of a bummer.
That is kind of a bummer.
It's a bummer because I really, really want to play these characters. I may spend the time. I have been putting so much more time into Star-Lord after like what I've learned. And I've been enjoying that character so much more after his changes because originally he used to not be able to fly around as well as he was. And now they gave him more, instead of having a cooldown, they gave him a gas tank on his boosters. I like that. That's kind of cool.
It's a really good change. It's a good change.
Yeah, it's a good change. I think it was like a couple seconds. Like if you used it, you wouldn't be able to use it for a while. Now you can use it freely like Iron Man. It's nice. It's a nice
It's a big quality of life.
Yeah, definitely a big change. Another change that we got was Storm. Did you know what they did to her?
The Storm? No, I got no clue.
I believe what they did was on her, how she powers up. I think they made the duration of it 8 seconds. It used to be 18 seconds, and which is absurd, right? I think that's I could have that information wrong. Don't kill me. Don't destroy me. But that's what I've been told. She got a pretty hard nerf. She was considered a part of.
I'm not gonna lie, 18 seconds before is kind of crazy. That is
18 seconds of your whole team getting like that's that's a rocket ult.
That is so much. I was gonna say if you're on like a capture point, that's a fifth of the point.
Normally fights they last at the most 30 seconds.
Like that is so much of the time.
That's the whole fight.
The whole fight you have a damage boost if you time it right.
It's like, why did we win this?
Oh, not anymore, actually.
Got it.
Yeah.
That's
a good change. That's a good nerf.
I do want to say I did play some Strange. I know he was changed a while ago. He does not feel like he once was. His shot doesn't feel like you can like. It used to feel like you could, you were throwing multiple. Now it just feels like it's a spiral. I don't know. I don't know if I like the change.
Yeah.
People say he's good still. I don't know. I played him. So my most played characters from the alpha were it was Groot, then Doctor Strange, and then I believe Hela. I played Hela or it was Punisher. It was one or the two. I played them a lot. And then I had like Star-Lord and then Iron Man. And now I've kind of kept to that. I've completely dropped him. I don't know. He doesn't feel as good as he was. He was really broken though.
He was that yeah, that thing that like his primary cancel is what really made him shine
Right.
in the alpha.
Right.
And once they took that away, it didn't kill him. It really did make him a lot worse though.
I'm trying to think. Is there anyone else on the list?
Oh,
Mantis.
did they change Mantis?
They did. I don't know what it was, but I think healing in general was reduced. Like
overall.
I think so. I don't know. I can't I don't know her kit. I keep telling myself, play this character, like learn the character. I just don't know what her kit is. I don't know how it exactly works. I just know that she needs to do damage to get her spores. I just know that much. I just haven't spent a whole lot, but she was apparently nerfed from what Gomez was telling me, that she has been knocked. Healing in general has been reduced a little bit. Like I think Rocket feels too like he shoots slower on his heals.
And remember, we have no like reference of healing numbers.
Yeah.
Like we have no official patch notes to go off of, really.
Right.
So it's all kind of just like the feel of the game. So when I've played Rocket, it feels a lot harder to keep like the team up and when the other support is dead.
Right.
Like before, I felt like I could live forever, which I still kind of feel like that, to be fair. But it's like keeping the team up, it feels a lot harder. Like I feel like they're getting bursted through like all the time on Rocket. It feels kind of rough.
Yeah. So for me, I tried Rocket for a game and I was like, this feels slower. I don't know if it's also, keep in mind that we've had games too where the ping is so like, I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna keep it a 100 on this. The ping is laggy because it's so like, it's a test. It's a beta test.
Yeah.
It's still better than other games. I don't care.
It is, yeah.
It's still better than other games.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah. It's still playable. It's still freaking playable.
Even in the China Airbnb, which we are staying at, the game is running at a hot 300 ms.
He's technically the room next to me. I just happened to bring my whole room with me.
Oh yeah. I'm like right there, right around the corner.
Next door.
But yeah, I don't care. I don't care what anybody says. This beta is better than any full release game out right now. I don't care. It's so fun.
Easily. We're not paid to say this either.
I don't care.
We just want this game to succeed.
I genuinely just want this game to do good because I like it.
Is it me or does Hela feel like less?
I'm not sure.
I haven't felt like she's that problematic, but then keep in mind there hasn't been a lot of players in this playtest.
Yeah, there's a lot of new players, so that might just I feel like a heavy aim character might not be what everybody wants to pick up immediately.
Right.
But I mean, I've seen a good amount of her, and honestly, she does feel a little weaker. I don't know why.
Yeah.
It feels different. I don't know why. She does feel like maybe her damage is a little lower or something. Something does feel a little off.
I'm just happy Iron Man has not been touched. That's all I care about.
Yeah, I think he's in a... If anything, I don't want them to change anything with Iron Man. Like, as a base Iron Man, I think he's good. I think if they need to change anything, it's the team up.
You know what's really problematic? The fact that the Hulk has never been touched. He has not been touched. He has literally never been touched.
I think for a good reason.
He's the most problematic thing to fight right now. People are I said this from the beginning. I said this from the beginning. I said this and people was like, no. I said, watch it, dude. The second people learn how to play one of these characters that don't know how to be played, the second people start dabbling into these characters that no one knows how to play, I'm telling you, it's gonna catch everyone off guard. And I said Hulk feels like one of those characters. It's like you think it's a bad character because you can't just pick him up right. And then you realize, oh my God, how oppressive he is. He is Hulk. He is literally in your back line, smacking everyone, just like not caring, doing his own thing, and then leaves. And it's like, what in tarnation are we playing right now? And like, I don't know what you would do to that character, but he does not need buffs. He is in such a good place.
Yeah, I
feels
think
overtuned, if anything.
I don't know if he feels overtuned. It's just that right now, for anyone who played the last beta, I feel like most people would agree dive was not in its strongest, not in its strongest area yet. Like dive meta was not fully like formed. People weren't really using it correctly.
It
started to, especially towards the end. People really started to figure it out.
Yeah,
but it definitely wasn't in its like prime comps yet. There wasn't a good team.
Right.
But this beta, it's completely flipped.
Yeah.
There are a lot of really good dive teams you can do now, especially with Cap, Bucky, Magic, Hulk, Thor, Storm. There's a lot of really good combos you can do now, which is, I think, good.
I'm still having PTSD. Vic, and I think Kazuma and Surfer, we matched up, and Kazuma right now is good for him, by the way. He's ranked like in the top 20 on the second page.
He's doing very well.
He's best he's ever played. Him and I, we were playing and we got ranked against the #1 Chinese like players, the #1 Thor in the whole world, like current Thor, best Thor. Dude, do you remember what I was telling you? Like, what the heck? What am I watching here?
Yeah, everybody. He showed me a replay, and it's just a Hulk and a Thor jumping chaos on a rooftop,
dude,
on the Escort Spider Islands, and I'm like, who's doing this? Why are they doing this to this poor guy?
Dude, I'm gonna use this reference. This is completely just intentional. They were leaping from rooftop to rooftop in a single bound. Because they are the Avengers, okay? Dude, Hulk saw another Hulk just like leap, and they're in sync. And they literally just jump from one roof to the other, and Thor's just like, dude, it's flying with him, just using his Thor hammer to just guide him over, and he's following the Hulk in synchronized, like left foot, right foot, left foot, right foot. And they're jumping on rooftops. I'm like, why are you even up here? Like, you don't need to be here. And they are on a whole, and no pun intended on this part, but they are literally on a whole nother level than what I was realizing. I was like, all right, cool. Like, I'm in the pro lobbies now. I'm ready to game. We're like in high platinum, high diamond. I'm like ready to game. And then I just see a Hulk and Thor. Of all things, a Thor on a rooftop. And I'm like, what is this? What is this?
Yeah, it's absurd.
What am I watching? When I showed you,
I feel bad for you.
You were just laughing. You're like, what am I watching?
It's crazy.
A dive.
I mean, what do you do in that scenario? What do you do?
That is about the funniest thing I've ever seen. I mean, I literally see Thor on top of the thing, just, and he just spikes down with his hammer. I'm like, all right, I've seen it all. We lost this match.
Just immediately. Yeah, did you?
Hogs and Gomez, I'm so sorry that we lost you guys your win streak. I'm so sorry. Just that right there, just cut me off. I was like, this is ridiculous. All right, I'm not ready here yet. I may be in the ranks. I may be in the ranks to play this, but I'm not ready for it. Like, I'm not ready.
Yeah.
It's not. Just derank me, please.
I don't want to fight this anymore.
To be fair, I've had a very good win streak. A very good win streak. I've played like a total of like almost 30 games, and I've only lost like 4 games of ranked. Best 4, maybe 6 games ranked. But I have been in the happiest, like the happiest.
You are eating good this beta. You are eating good.
I have never been more mentally. The chaos is mentally stable right now. All right. On the other hand, my bad luck has completely gone to Vic.
It had all, but our poor friend. His
I was like,
sadly, he's gotten the luck of
bad luck
not so
draws.
great. He's got chaos's luck.
Dude, I gotta say, this has been the most fun I've had definitely. Just even though some games they're a little unplayable just because of the delay and stuff, but I don't let it get to me too much. I've had some episodes I'm just like, all right, come on. I've had some episodes I was like, dude, this
The
is not.
lag is pretty outrageous sometimes, but it
Yeah,
is we you got to remember
it should
it's
be expected.
it's a China play test. You
Yeah.
know, it's going to be that way,
Yeah, and
whether we like it or not, and that's fine.
I let it get to me once or twice here and there, but for the most part, I've just been playing and enjoying it and trying new characters, getting fun
Yeah,
content. This has been fun, man. I've just been excited, especially to get
I
to play
know.
with officially get to play with you and Vic and a bunch of others. Like it's been fun for the most part. Lots of
Yeah,
laughs.
because like we never really got to play with each other in the beta or the alpha. So
I seeked you out. I don't know what you had an aura. I seeked you out. Do a
and
podcast
but
with you.
yeah, but this one it has been a lot of fun playing along with everybody. It's actually nice.
Yeah, lots of good laughs. You know, win some, lose some. It's fine, but for the most part, I gotta say, a lot of the changes have been good. The one thing I do want to say more than anything is it is very. They have cleared away the high expectations so far, and keep it up. Don't just because we give you guys credit for developers doesn't mean you get to slack off. Okay, I'm saying this,
Yeah,
Big Brother.
saying we love everything you're doing, but just please keep
Don't
doing it.
don't get
Stop.
don't stop, please.
Don't stop. You are cooking. You are cooking incredibly hard right now. Keep doing
They
it.
have literally been so good on making quick changes. I mean, the changes that they made from the playtest to now, there's a lot. And the fact that it doesn't really feel like it's warped the game, great. Phenomenal, man. Great. These are
Yeah.
healthy. They're making those quick adjustments to get the game ready. This is what we expect from developers, and they are showing up. They are doing
They are
the job.
delivering. It,
They
it
are
feels
they're-
very good. They're listening, like especially like Jeff. They probably got a lot of inside player information on like win rates and stuff, and like
Yeah.
how well the character's doing statistically. But like a lot of people were saying the character was very unusable, and they seriously took that feedback because now it feels like a borderline a rework on
It's a
how well he is
rework,
now.
but yet it
Yeah.
didn't change anything about him.
Yeah, like he feels like he plays the same, but it's more smooth. Like it feels
Yeah.
more fleshed out, a lot more like he's a full character now.
Keep doing the job, and you guys are doing the job well. I have
Yeah, it feels great.
I have still high expectations for this game on release, but for the most part, you know, I'm very happy. Everyone I think is going to be happy. I think that for the most part, if they keep on this, what I would like a battle pass maybe once a month. Maybe that's too much or too soon. But a battle pass maybe every 2 months or so would be good. Nice.
Yeah,
seasonal
I think the sweet spot is like a battle pass every month and a half, maybe. Like
yeah, 2 months at the
that's
most.
a like 2 months. Yeah, 2 months is I think a long while. Like a month, anywhere honestly, a month to 2 months is good.
Yeah.
Somewhere where you get like a good amount of content, but it's also not too hard to like finish, of course. So everybody
Bravo.
get them rewards.
I am trying to reach out to the developers. I haven't gotten any confirmation. But I am trying to talk to them in hopes that maybe we can have them on a podcast episode. That'd be fantastic. If you guys are watching,
That'd be really cool.
we would love to have you guys on. We'd love to ask you questions before.
Yeah,
the
love to
develop-
ask you questions. Love to see where like what I don't know, just I don't know, just talk to you, see what we could possibly get. See what
Yeah, we were gonna do
what
some
we could be
digging.
in store.
We're gonna do some digging. No, but realistically, we would love to invite you guys on. We'd love to have you guys on and wholesomely ask you guys some fun questions in store for what's in the future. So invitations open. If you guys are watching, please.
Yeah,
Also-
we are very passionate about this game.
We just want
I
this
have
game to
not
succeed.
I have not felt this passionate for a game in a very long time. And last episode, we had the guides guy, and he said something I actually like immediately thought as well as when I saw the first image for this game.
Yeah.
Just outlines. I was like, this game is going to do well. Like I knew this game was gonna have a lot of love put into it. And seeing all the betas and the alpha, it's clear they care about the character designs and all the voice lines. Everything is so fleshed out. It feels even like we were just saying, it feels like I feel like I'm playing a full release game at some points when I'm
Yeah.
mid match because of how well the gameplay is.
I will say this. Um, I probably intend to buy the entire store when it comes out. All the skins.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
gonna keep it real. I did it for Halo. I did it for Marvel Snap. I did it for. I mean, I didn't do it for Marvel Snap, but I did buy all the bundles. I never missed a bundle. Like I was like
yeah.
always loving buying the bundles. Fortnite for a long time, I was buying skins. When they had the Marvel skins, if you've seen my
Yeah.
locker,
Oh
you
yeah,
see my
you're
locker-
loaded. You're loaded with the locker.
I
skins.
have every Marvel skin and like all of the upgrades. I love Marvel. I love comic books, and I'm a sucker for FOMO. I am a sucker for FOMO. I love the fact that I hate the fear of missing out. You know, so
Yeah.
but yeah, I think that kind of wraps it up. What do you think, Chris? How did we do today? Was this
Yeah,
a good
that's
episode?
pretty. It's good. I love. We got a lot. We got a lot covered in this one.
Yeah. Is there any other things you want to add or talk about?
Honestly, this just goes to. I think I want to say to anybody who's watching who has not played the game yet, who has like not been able to get their hands on it. I highly recommend you try it when it's out,
Yes.
or at least see if you might enjoy it, because so many of my friends now have seen me play this beta and are like, I need to try the game because of how just it it is just like a lot of my friends, they like Marvel. They love the Marvel lore. They love all of that. And this game does a really great job of capturing a lot of that, as
Right.
well as the gameplay is just really nice.
Right.
And I think a lot of people should just give it a try.
I do anticipate that. So, like you said before, and I've seen other creators. I've seen the Act Man. I've seen even Moist Critical. They do not give good reviews. Like freely.
Yeah.
They are very 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 particular about giving reviews. They literally both gave this game phenomenal reviews, and
Yeah.
although people want to make the statement, oh, it's an Overwatch, blah 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 remake, whatever. I'm gonna keep it real with you. It really isn't. It has elements of
so
a hero shooter.
incredibly different.
Yeah,
It's a
and
completely new game.
so many of my friends have all said, oh, this isn't really a game for me. This is not. I don't really like those type of games. I'm telling you, every one of my friends that have said that and then tried it, they don't get off.
They love it.
They don't get
They
off.
love it. Yeah, they love it.
They know how to. This has been the most like withdraw game I've had. Like they're feeding us alpha. Here's an alpha. I just want to play it. Just wanna
Yeah,
play it,
like when
right?
I got my opportunity to
shaking.
hop into this playtest, I only play Scarlet Witch for the most part.
Right.
And I have never been so excited to do the same thing I did in the last playtest, to do it for another 10 days in a row. Like I just want to
I'm rushing to get home.
I just want the game out.
I'm just rushing to get home. We are what, 46-ish days? Something like 40 something days
Yeah,
away.
it's really close now.
Close to a month, man.
Yeah, it's
juiced.
really close. I'm so excited.
I'm taking the week off. We're gonna
That early Christmas gift.
we're,
It's just
we're gonna grind to max rank. Okay.
Yep.
And then I'm retiring. And then
Yep. And then we retire instantly, and
going
that's
to quick
it.
play for the rest of my life.
Yep. That's the strat.
So I think that is it for this episode. What do you think, Chris? I think that's good. Yeah, we're good.
I think that's good.
All right, man. Well, you guys, please and thank you again. Don't forget to like and subscribe to each of us. Don't forget to like this video. And we will be seeing you next Monday. We're going to have some more fun topics to talk about next Monday. As we try to release these every Monday at 6 p.m. or 6 a.m. But we hope to have some new fun guests as well coming in the next couple of episodes. So please stay tuned. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and we'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.
Bye.